Did the Boston Celtics just pull off the ultimate magic trick, or are we witnessing a masterclass in strategic retreat? Because the trade that sent beloved defensive stalwart Jrue Holiday to Portland, bringing back the high-scoring Anfernee Simons, initially felt like a bewildering sleight of hand. It was a move that left many scratching their heads, wondering if the Celtics were truly committed to championship contention or if they were simply playing financial gymnastics. But now, with team president Brad Stevens' latest declaration, it seems the Celtics aren't just playing chess. They're playing 4D chess in a league obsessed with instant gratification, setting the stage for what promises to be one of the most intriguing gap years in recent memory. How can a team that just made a bold move for financial flexibility simultaneously commit to a player whose defensive liabilities seem to clash with their core identity, especially when their superstar is sidelined? The Boston Celtics, a franchise steeped in championship lore, have always operated with a clear vision, banner 18. Every move, every draft pick, every contract negotiation is ostensibly aimed at achieving that ultimate goal. So, when news broke earlier this offseason that the Celtics had traded Jrue Holiday to the Portland Trail Blazers, the immediate reaction was a mix of understanding and apprehension. Understanding, because it was widely known that Boston was desperately trying to navigate the treacherous waters of the new collective bargaining agreement, specifically aiming to get under the dreaded second apron. The financial implications of staying above that threshold are severe, limiting roster flexibility and future moves. It was a necessary evil, a painful but calculated decision to shed salary and gain some much-needed breathing room. However, the apprehension stemmed from the return package. Conventional wisdom dictated that for a player of Holiday's age and substantial contract, the Celtics would likely have to attach additional assets, draft picks, young players, just to offload his salary. He was a valuable player, yes, but his contract made him a negative asset in a pure salary dump scenario. This is where the magic trick comes in. Instead of giving up assets, Boston somehow managed to acquire Anfernee Simons, a young, dynamic guard who just turned 26 in June. This wasn't just a salary dump, it was a salary dump that netted them a legitimate offensive talent, a player with significant upside. On the surface, it looked like a win, a testament to Brad Stevens' shrewdness. But beneath the surface, questions immediately began to bubble up regarding Simons' fit and future in Boston. Anfernee Simons is, without a doubt, a potent defensive weapon. He's a natural scorer, capable of creating his own shot, hitting from deep, and putting up points in bunches. His athleticism and offensive versatility make him a threat in transition and a capable pick-and-roll ball handler. For a team looking to add offensive firepower, Simons checks many boxes. He represents youth, potential, and a scoring punch that could alleviate pressure on other players. However, the Boston Celtics have built their identity around two-way play. Defense, effort, and versatility on both ends of the floor have been the hallmarks of their recent success. This is precisely where Simons' fit becomes interesting, to put it mildly. Simons' defensive reputation is, to be charitable, questionable at best. He's not known for his lockdown defense, his intensity on that end, or his ability to consistently guard multiple positions. In a system that demands every player contribute defensively, Simons stands out as a potential liability. This contrast between his offensive prowess and defensive shortcomings created a palpable tension among the fanbase and analysts alike. Would the Celtics try to reshape his game? Would they hide him defensively? Or was he merely a temporary asset, a player acquired to facilitate financial maneuvering only to be flipped later? The rumors swirled, suggesting that Simons might be a prime candidate for another trade, perhaps to acquire a more defensively inclined player or more draft capital. But then Brad Stevens, the architect of this Celtics era, stepped forward and delivered a statement that cut through the noise, a clear and unequivocal stance that surprised many. Speaking about the Celtics' offseason trades, Stevens declared, "It's part of this new CBA, and obviously the second apron. We're lucky to get the guys that we got back in those trades, specifically Simons and Young." This wasn't just a casual comment. It was a deliberate affirmation of Simons' place in the team's immediate plans. Stevens, known for his calculated and often understated approach, was essentially saying, Anfernee Simons is here to stay, at least for now. This commitment, coming from the top, fundamentally shifts the narrative around Simons and the Celtics strategy. The context of this commitment is crucial, and it brings us to the elephant in the room: Jayson Tatum's Achilles injury. The news that Tatum, the undisputed superstar and cornerstone of the franchise, is expected to miss the entire next season with an Achilles injury sent a collective gasp through the NBA world. This isn't just a setback, it's a seismic event that forces the Celtics to recalibrate their entire approach. Without Tatum, their legitimate title contention aspirations for the upcoming 2026 season are, frankly, non-existent. This is why the term gap year has become so prevalent in discussions surrounding Boston. It's a year to regroup, to develop, to maintain competitiveness without the pressure of immediate championship expectations. In this gap year scenario, Simons' presence takes on a different hue. While his defensive deficiencies remain, his offensive punch becomes more valuable. With Tatum sidelined, the Celtics will need scoring, shot creation, and offensive dynamism from other sources. Simons can provide that in spades. He can shoulder a significant portion of the scoring load, allowing other players to grow into new roles without the overwhelming pressure of being the primary offensive engine. Perhaps the Celtics envision him as a high-volume scorer who can keep them competitive in a wide-open Eastern Conference, even if their ultimate goal of a championship is deferred. The Eastern Conference, despite the presence of formidable teams, does indeed feel more wide open than it has in years. There's no single dominant force, no clear-cut favorite that strikes fear into the hearts of opponents. This landscape presents an intriguing opportunity for the Celtics, even in a gap year. If they can maintain a respectable record, develop their young talent, and perhaps even make a surprising playoff push, it could be considered a successful season. And if Stevens' comments are any indication, they will attempt to do exactly that with Simons firmly in the fold. But let's be clear, this is a calculated risk. Committing to Simons means accepting his defensive limitations and finding ways to mitigate them within the team scheme. It means relying on other players to pick up the slack on defense and hoping that Simons' offensive contributions outweigh his liabilities. It also suggests that the Celtics are playing the long game. Simons, at 26, still has room to grow, and if he can even incrementally improve his defense, his value as a two-way player would skyrocket. Even if he doesn't, his offensive talent makes him a valuable asset, either as a key contributor or as a trade chip down the line when Tatum returns and the Celtics are ready to push for a title once more. This decision by Brad Stevens is a fascinating glimpse into the strategic mind of a top-tier executive. It's a move that prioritizes financial flexibility and long-term sustainability while still attempting to remain competitive in the short term, even in the face of a devastating injury to their franchise player. It's a testament to the new realities of the NBA's CBA, where every dollar and every asset must be meticulously managed. The Celtics are not just building a team for next season. They are building for the future, and Simons, despite initial doubts, appears to be a key piece of that intricate puzzle. So, as we head into what promises to be a unique and challenging season for the Boston Celtics, the focus will undoubtedly be on how Anfernee Simons integrates into the team, how he performs without Tatum, and whether Stevens' gamble pays off. Will Simons blossom into a more complete player, proving his worth beyond just scoring? Or will his defensive struggles hinder the team's ability to compete at a high level? The answers will not only shape the Celtics' immediate future, but also provide valuable insights into the evolving strategies of NBA front offices in this new financial landscape. What do you make of Brad Stevens' unwavering commitment to Anfernee Simons, especially with Jayson Tatum sidelined? Do you see this as a brilliant long-term play, or a risky bet that could backfire? Share your boldest predictions and most passionate takes in the comments below. And if you're as captivated by this high-stakes strategic play as we are, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest breaking news and in-depth analysis on your favorite teams.